Hello again, Steve here, with a little discussion about a certain word that I think is an important word to help us to understand a little bit more about ourselves, maybe. The word is doctor. We hear this word a lot, and we usually refer to it as somebody who works as some kind of a medical practitioner, a senior medical practitioner. We call them a doctor. Well, they're actually really called medical doctors or something like that, not doctor alone. Usually a doctor is somebody who has what they call a PhD. It's probably more of a pure doctor in terms of the origin of the word. So to cover the origin of the word, because I think this is always constructive, a doctor is supposed to be somebody who's a teacher. This is according to the etymology. And teach from the Greek means to show, and from the Latin means to tell. So a teacher or a teller or a shower of something. So if a doctor, a health practitioner of some kind, was a true doctor according to this definition, he or she would show us and tell us what it is that we have, show us the remedy, show us how to improve it, and so on. And they do that to a certain extent, for sure. But what I would say they are more closely related to is a merchant of some sort, because you go and pay them, or you pay them through your insurance program or your extorted taxes or whatever, and they then provide the ability for you to purchase that something. It's more of an instruction. This is what you have, this is what you need. It's not really teaching you much. It's more instructing you on something. Now, the reason I would say that a philosophical doctor or a PhD is more of a doctor is because they actually do a thesis, and they have to present detailed argument, which is in a way teaching, I guess, because logical argument, has to engage somebody in such a way that they can use their faculty and unravel that argument. So properly displayed logical thinking with somebody, communicated to somebody who is also so inclined, you're able to put forth that formula, and the other is able to unpack it and arrive at that conclusion, which in a way is more accurate instruction than just saying, this is what you have, here's what you need. So I would say that a philosophical doctor is more accurately a doctor, whereas a medical doctor is more along the lines of what I would call a trader or a merchant or just an instructor or a director of some sort, because it's more top down, right? Whereas somebody who's trying to present a dissertation has to be able to unpack that, or there has to be the ability to unpack that by the one who's being presented to. And I think this is helpful because for us, if we want to be healthcare practitioners for our own lives, when we consult a so-called medical doctor, we can use a Socratic method or a questioning procedure to help him or her help us. Because yes, you could make the case that it is helpful sometimes to just be told, okay, you need this now, But a lot of times we want to be active healthcare agents in our own lives. So it's best for us to know more about why it is we're taking this, why it is this is prescribed, what's involved with it, and so on. And I think those medical doctors have a lot of that knowledge for us to be able to grasp and learn something for ourselves so we can help them be true doctors. Doctors who teach us. Doctors who show us. Doctors who tell us what's going on. Then we have a stronger knowledge, and we can put together the pieces that help us in our own healthcare practice, to do with our physical health, our mental health, our exercise routines. All of those things combined. The more we know, the more we can act with greater knowledge, obviously, with greater wisdom, and I would hope for better outcomes, for better quality of life. Steve here again. Great chatting. Talk again soon. Bye for now.